Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of GameSpot Presents Now Playing. I am currently joined by Alex Howell from EA Tiburon here to tell us all about NCAA Football 12. Alex, thanks a lot for sitting down with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, so Alex, I should mention right from the outset, not only a game designer, also knows something a little bit about college football himself. As you can tell from this championship ring he let me wear today.
Cheers for the day.
What's the story behind this, Alex?
That was when we went to the Sugar Bowl in 2004. We won the SC championship. We weren't invited to the national championship, even though USC had lost their title, but we still got the ring anyway. So.
That's okay.
Exactly.
That's okay. We'll be representing the Auburn Tigers today.
We will, definitely, all day.
All right, so we've got the game loaded up here. Why don't we get a game started up? All right. Okay, so as you guys can tell, we are taking a look at a little pre-game celebratory moment right there. Yep. Alex, tell us about the type of effort that you guys put into making those moments of the game stand out.
We added a lot of pre-game entrances this year. You know, there's a lot of tradition and a lot of stuff that goes behind college football, and we really tried to bring out as many of those moments as we can. So you're about to see the War Eagle from my town of Auburn fly in, which to me is one of the best pre-game entrances ever. Just seeing that eagle fly around stadium before the game, it makes you feel just absolutely cool. The coolest person in the world. So here comes our guys over the tunnel.
Some fans celebrating?
They are. They're excited.
I'm very excited. Now, I hope you didn't strap up an actual eagle with motion capture sensors.
We thought about that. It wasn't in the budget for this year.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year to get the actual, the flapping and everything.
Right.
But yeah, we had some amazing animators that went through there and made that a seamless flapping. So, so I'm a designer. I don't know much about the animating side, but it's some good flapping.
Can you give us an idea of what some of the other schools' traditions you'll see during these
introductions? Sure. You'll see Chief Osceola from Florida State. You'll see the Florida players touching the gator head as they're walking out. You'll see Boomer Sooner, from Oklahoma. I mean, you'll see a lot of really cool entrances that are so cool to college football here in our game this year.
You'll see my Washington Huskies getting rained on and wishing the weather was better in October.
Yes, it happens. It happens almost every game. I don't know what's up with that.
The ODK James E. Foy Sportsmanship Trophy. For Alabama, the quarterback has got to keep tabs on this outstanding linebacker.
Well, Brad, what makes him so dangerous is how intelligent he is. He can diagnose a play.
And in the announcer booth, is it the same set of guys this year?
Yes, Kirk and Brad are back again. We spiced up the commentary a little bit this year, added some new stuff. You'll definitely be able to tell that. But they're back in it. They're the voices of college football. When you think of college football, it's Kirk and Brad. And they did an amazing job again this year with putting some awesome commentary together. Let's defend that side.
Alabama has been waiting all week for this one. Get ready, folks. The opening kickoff is finally
here.
Should be
interesting.
And he makes it out to about the...
So before we get into gameplay and controls and all those elements, can you talk about what sort of work has been done on the visual side of the game? I understand you guys have some new lighting effects going on.
Yeah, we have Hdr Lighting now, which apparently from last year, it's a gigantic step up. You'll be able to tell whenever the camera's moved according to where the light is, you'll see different shadows. You'll see the lighting as it is in a picture as you take a picture. It's absolutely outstanding when you get it up close. Through some of the videos and stuff like that fans have been seeing now in the community, you can't really tell, but once you get the game in front of you, you can definitely tell.
I'll go for it.
Oh, there we go. And this is the Alex Howell game tester mode. So I know the forums are gonna be lighting up saying, "Oh my gosh, what is he doing?" So just bear with me, fans.
We'll get him next time.
I'll get him next time, exactly.
Tell me about what sort of fan feedback you guys took into consideration for this year's game.
Everything. We go read the forums all the time. I'll read our Facebook pages for all the comments that are made. A lot of stuff that has gone into it. One of the big fan questions was whether or not we were ever going to get dreads in the game. And this year we actually did get dreads. And that was a huge step up.
There we go.
Yes, exactly. As I'm saying that, and I think that's a nice follow-up right there. But a lot of stuff that the fans go for, there are diehard fans. We want to, make sure that they get as much out of the game as we want them to get out of the game. And every year we try to put as much as the community wants into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get this. Nope.
Smart play. Being ready for the
This is how it happens. This is how you get just nailed on the forms right here.
Here comes the punter looking to boot this one away. It's away, and it's a booming punt. He fields the punt at the 16.
All right, nice.
So we got a little on that.
Defense. So let's talk about the X's and O's. What have you guys done with play calling and formations and all that?
We bumped up zone defense. In the past, zone defense, it was just a huge gap for us. You could see, if you're ever trying to pass over a safety or anything like that, as in right there, the AI popped in for him and it came there. But it's so improved, especially on running small plays in the flats like that.
Mm-hmm.
If I was on offense and I was a defender, he would automatically come up. In the past, you would leave that running an out on the side, it'd leave it wide open. But now they step up, and it's just so much smarter of a defense now compared to last year. Oh, yes, third down.
What are the sort of strategies that players might have overexploited in previous games that just aren't going to cut it now?
Passing over the middle, deep over the middle, was always a huge problem. If you could get your secondary down a little bit on defense, when you're on offense, you could pass it right over their head. Or if you ever wanted to pass in the flats, like I said, it was always an automatic completion. And that is completely different. From just play testing on my side, as soon as that patch went in for the upgrade for gameplay, all of my cheesing just went completely away. It was all 4 verticals, just trying to get as many points as I could, and it just never worked. Wow, that was
Not good. Not
good right there. Not good at all.
Alabama's
Alabama's really good in this game, though. So. Wow.
And there we got a pretty nice view of the actual grass.
The actual 3D grass, yes. This year we have real 3D grass. It looks amazing when you're seeing it up close like this. We have Coach's Challenge right now to see if you went out of bounds. And even the best, it looks really good right here in snow. It looks absolutely amazing.
Call stands.
Oh, man. Bama's on the tear.
Alabama up 6. He makes the PAT.
You gotta get some points on the board here.
You can do it. I trust you, Alex.
Yes.
Boy, that is scoring in a hurry. This offense is looking more and more explosive.
So our score, 7-0. Fielded at the 4. He wasn't breaking
It's
that
offense
tackle.
time.
What a hit.
Now, when you played, you were a running back?
Yes, I was a running back at Auburn for 4 years, and it was awesome. I mean, I played behind Ronnie Brown, Cornell Williams, Brandon Jacobs, so honestly never actually touched the field, but to me, it was more about an experience.
Right.
I've always been a diehard college football fan, and just playing on the field and even just being on the sidelines on Saturdays, that was just the biggest rush for me. And so it was a huge opportunity, and I loved it. And now it's paying off because all college football fans get to see what it's really like for to have that point of view from an actual player.
Right. Do you find that experience rubbing off in your play style, maybe going for a lot more running plays than the average Joe might?
I do. As much as I love passing, running the ball is so much fun because it's more based on how you can read the lineman, how you can read the linebacker, see where the blocks are. With passing, it's more of a skill. But with running, I think it's more of an instinct thing. So that was not an instinct play.
No, that wasn't.
Fullback is not as good as I thought he was going to be.
Your line let you down.
They did. So we're going to go back to passing for a little bit now.
Always falling forward. But on that one, they hit him before he could get his weight going forward.
He's taken down.
Got hit hard.
Almost got it.
So with the presentation upgrades this year, we have a lot of new replays. We have a lot of new camera angles for everything like that, with montages in the quarters that are coming up. A lot of new stuff that really brings out that college football flair that you see on Saturdays to the game. There we go. That was close. All right, let's run the ball some more.
He did well to make sure he had enough yardage to pick up the first down.
Now that would be a matchup: the Washington Huskies versus the Auburn Tigers. We need to make that happen.
That should happen. I know which team will win, but
I don't know.
Let's see that happen.
They're about 4 yards away here on.
So I imagine with every game that comes out every year, it's sort of an annual thing. What do you do to make sure that the guys who aren't the hardcore NCAA players aren't intimidated by the game? Like, how do you get them into it?
We try to offer up a lot of different varieties of gameplay. This year we had a huge improvement in Road to Glory, which is a single-player mode. So if you're not all about getting online and playing online with guys, you can get in Road to Glory and have your own mode. And especially with that, and also with all the new traditions, with all the new presentation stuff, with all the new pageantry, we're really trying to appeal to everybody. Every college football fan, every college team, we're trying to get a piece of their traditions in the game and score touchdowns.
Oh, can you? No. Little tap dance there on the sideline.
End of the quarter.
First quarter comes to an end. Our score here at Jordan-Hare: Alabama 7, Auburn 0.
All right, it's time to score.
The ball's on the 6-yard line, and we've got 3rd and goal.
We'll roll it out to the left and see if anybody's open. 87 is who we're going for. Actually, we're just going to do this.
Oh, you can.
Oh!
Can you?
Oh no! We're going for it. We're going for it.
Go for it.
We're going for it. Let's get the goal line out. Let's trick them up. We're going to run ace. There we go. Right up the middle.
Like
all right.
Go for it on 4th down.
We are. It's not sportsmanlike, but it's okay.
We're playing without consequence here.
There
All right.
You're walking in.
Easy 6 points.
Easy 6 points.
Reliable weapon. You definitely want the football in his hands near the end zone, and he showed you why right there.
They'll line up for the extra point in an attempt to tie the game.
And it's in.
Nice. Nice solid work, Alex.
Funny fact, when I was at Auburn, I never lost to Alabama the 4 years that I was there. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. So, Alabama fans, I'm sorry, but can't say I ever lost to you. Can't say the same about the past couple of years, but things change.
He just drills this one. From his own goal line. And he just got stood up right there.
That grass does look good.
From their own 22-yard line. 1st down.
Right over the middle.
So we talked about some of the strategies that were exploited last year that aren't going to work. Do you have any other general advice for players for how to get the most out of NCAA 12?
Yeah, learn how to pass the ball better.
Yeah.
It is. It's just one of those things that we improved the zone coverage so much this year that players from last year who know how to pass in the secondary, they're going to be having issues this year. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So yeah, that's one advice. Is just if you're afraid to run the ball, just pass the ball a little more, and learn how to stop the pass as well, as we can see.
It's one of the things that can happen if a defense brings extra guys to rush the quarterback. The offense will have favorable matchups to get the ball downfield.
They're running the ball. Actually, I don't think they're running the ball.
Quick throw out to the receiver. That play fake good for 5 yards.
The play action froze the defense just long enough for the quarterback to get the ball to the receiver. Nice play.
So we'll take a look at some other modes in just a moment here, but we should probably address one of the big issues in college football this season, which is the shuffling of conferences. There's a lot of that going on. What are you guys doing to address that?
We've adding in custom conferences for Online Dynasty and regular Dynasty that allows you to create any conference of your choosing. You can have up to 16 teams in a conference, or as few as 8. And if you want to, you can do the Wild West, where you have up to almost 32 teams in the independent side. You can take everybody and throw them in independent and have a couple of 8-team conferences and shoot them out in the Wild West. or create your ideal SEC where I put South Carolina. I mean, I put Clemson in the SEC and Georgia Tech as well, and take out Vandy and Kentucky. So that's just me, because I think rivalry should be in the SEC.
Right.
But yeah, you can do it to any liking. Even if you do it for one year, you can also change it up every single year. So if you have in your dynasty in year 3, you want Oklahoma to come over to the SEC, totally make it happen.
All right.
So you want to back out of here?
Sure. Yeah, let's take a look at Road to Glory.
Let's do that.
All right, and here we are getting ready for a little Road to Glory. Alex, I believe you started by electing to create a high school player.
Yes, we're going to start a high school player first and show off some of the new features. And then we're going to skip ahead to college and show off some of those as well.
All right. Going to go with the very creative name of Alex Howell.
Alex Howell, it's super creative. I usually do Ron Burgundy, but he's off in San Diego this morning.
Yeah.
And so one new addition you can already see to Road to Glory is that you can have play 2 positions, Ironman football in high school, because like most high school players, you don't play just one position. Not enough players play one position. So you can now play offense and defense. So I'm going to be the nasty combination of quarterback and a right end. Of course.
It's got to be a big quarterback.
He's a huge quarterback. And we'll get my number from high school in here. And also, along with those additions, we have a lot more customization. Not only can you individually change your uniform style and primary and secondary color in the in-game menu, but you can also import a team builder team. So any teams that you can make on Team Builder, you can import their uniform, you can import your stadium, you can import colors, you can import everything. You can't import the rosters of your players, but you can import basically everything else from Team Builder. Even the intro music for your team. So if you wanted to come out to something awesome. I don't know, I can't think of a song.
ABBA?
ABBA. If you want to come out to Dancing Queen as your entrance to your high school.
It's entirely up to you.
You can be, the Adamsville Dancing Queens. More than welcome to. And there's a lot of customizations options this year. So we're going to set up High School 3. And we'll be the Cherry Cherries or the Cherry Maroons.
Now, was it you who was telling me that you actually created some Pokemon gyms in Road to Glory?
I did, and I'm probably gonna get racked for that. But as soon as we had the options to put in to make the full high school senior year, which you're about to see, I definitely did all the Pokemon gyms just because.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. And so when you start Road to Glory right here, you're able to select 3 teams to automatically add to your recruiting board. And once we get into the menu, I'll show you what all that's about. So let's show my 3 favorite teams here. We got Auburn, Georgia, and TCU. Those are my 3 teams. And so the reason why we put this in here is that you're going to be recruited throughout the entire year based on your performance.
Okay.
And that starts out with everybody that's around you. So being from Alabama, we started out with schools like UAB, Troy, smaller schools that will be recruiting me. And as you progress through the season, you become a better recruit, it will expand out. So then I'll start being recruited by bigger schools, Georgia Tech, and even out from there, Tennessee, and then the Auburn and Alabamas will come up later on. But it starts out with the lower tier schools and what's near you, and then it goes to the higher tier schools and who's away from you. And so this is the new menu for Road to Glory this year. One of the big new features is this editing your entire senior year. So as you can start off, you can have up from a 7 to 11 game season. I had a 10 game season. It'll randomly generate everything for you right now, so you don't actually have to go in here and edit anything. But when you go into edit an opponent, you can have all the same options that you could have for editing your own team.
Okay.
So
meticulously go in there and add all your rival schools.
Yes, and another thing that has been brought up is we don't have custom quarters links, but we have this difficulty in here. So if you want to have the most impossible senior year ever, you can put everybody as great offense, great defense. Or if you just want to rack up recruiting points, set it at weak offense, weak defense, and plow through it. So they've got some awesome colors here, purple and black. And also, just how you have these options as you would when you're creating your own player, you can also import team builder teams as well. So if you want to go on Team Builder, create up to 11 teams and import them in, you can have your exact high school season. You can have the logos of your team put on the helmets, you can have logos on the field, verbatim. And so it's going to be interesting to see what the community does with that and all the crazy things. I put all the and the individual Pokemon on the helmets and everything and logos, and I shouldn't be talking about that, but it was a lot of fun. And so we're going to go ahead and get out of here, and we'll go also show you the recruiting board as well, and then we'll pop into college.
Cool.
So as I was saying, after a game, you'll be asked to be asked by 3 different schools based on your performance if you want to add an recruiting board. And so you can pick one of those 3 for offense and one of those 3 for defense if you play both sides, and they're added to your recruiting board here. And as you can see in the top right, scholarship points needed based on the prestige of the school. You'll need to get a certain amount of recruiting points, which are based on your stats of every game, to progress this recruiting board. And so you can still walk on to any school that you want to walk onto, but if you actually take a scholarship and earn that scholarship, you'll take all the recruiting points that you earned in high school, and those are just exported over to college as your experience points in college. So as you can see, once we get to the college part, let's see, go to signing day. Where are we going? You pick.
Let's see, so many choices.
So many choices.
I gotta say Washington.
All right, let's see if we can find Washington in here.
Are they one of your schools in there?
They are. There they are.
All right.
Number
26.
26. I think I was that number. One of them, my many numbers at Auburn. One of my many numbers at Auburn. 26, 24, 5. I mean, that was a lot.
It takes a while to get settled on campus.
It
You have to
does.
learn all the dorms. You have to learn the cafeterias.
We're going through orientation right now.
Yeah, it's a big campus.
It is.
I got lost. A lot of trees.
A lot of rain.
A lot of rain.
A lot of rain. So this is the new college menu, similar to the high school menu, which we took from Dynasty. You'll see a lot of new things. The first one right off the bat, on the right side, 2 over, is the skill upgrades.
Okay.
This is a huge improvement to progression from last year, and different from other sports games. Usually in regular sports games, you develop one attribute at a time. So you would just take a throwing power and take it from 79 to 99 with the points you earn. But NCAA this year, we changed it up by allowing you to buy packs of items. And so a pack instead has a couple of attributes that make sense to go together. So if you're not a normal college football fan and you just want to level your guy up with some awesome attributes, you can buy a pack that will do the progression for you.
Okay.
And also for the hardcore fans, there's specific types of play types, like a scat back, a power back, that you can really get into to fine tune what your guy wants to be. And following that, they're either a 1-game boost or a career boost, and then there's different rarities as well. So as you can see, let's see, all these are rarity level 1 because it's based on the random roll systems. But we decided to have fun with the titles of all of these. As you can see, 2 rainbows will never do it. It's got to be a triple rainbow, and all sorts of just fun ways to add some fun and flair to this mode as well. So as soon as we go to practice here, we'll be earning these experience points that you can upgrade your player. So this is our first step in practice. As you can see, there's a couple of new things on the screen. On the right side, you have the Coach Trust. And Coach Trust this year is basically what I call a dynamic depth chart. And so you'll start out when you're coming on the team as a 4th string, or whatever you want to walk on as or get a scholarship as. And depending on what level you come in on the string, we do some fun calculations in the background to say if you're an 85, you need a certain amount of points if the next player's an 85 to get to him. So this is what the Coach Trust is. And Coach Trust is positive and negative things. So when I'm going into game here, if I complete a pass like this, you'll see my Coach Trust bump up.
Okay.
And it will say, it'll give you an explanation, 19 yards for a gain, and then first down, you'll get points. But if I go on the next play, and let's get sacked. Come sack me. You'll see lost points for a sack.
Coach is not happy.
Coach is not happy. And 5 yards, man. And so what this Coach Trust is, it's basically, it's a dynamic way of saying you need to do good. The more you do good, we're going to allow you to do more stuff. So it's the positive, negative. But the XP on the bottom is just like regular XP experience points. So those are always positive. You're never going to lose those. And those are always for good things that you can do.
It's a nice little pass right there.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
That Alex Howell kid, he's got a future.
Future and something. Not sure yet, though.
Green, 88!
So we'll do a couple of plays of this, and then we'll show you some coach trust as well. So at any time in practice, you can also quit out of practice if you say you only need 4,000 points to get the next item that you want. You can quit out of practice, go buy that item, and then come back to practice, and it'll save your reps.
Okay.
In previous games, we let you do different weeks. You'd have 5 practices in a week, and you'd have 10 reps. We cut all of that out, and we said you're going to have 25 reps a week, so you can just get into the meaty action without having to go back and forth. And so we're going to quit out of here. Got 77 coach trust points. So we're back in the main menu. Don't have enough points to get a lot of stuff. I can get on my level or a combo.
They take you for a ride.
You are. And so we bought that item. As you can see, it leveled up. This is just a 1-game boost, and it leveled everything up to the right. It gave me a couple points. But carrying on coach trust, this dynamic depth chart, as I call it. As you can see, I'm second string right now, and I'm progressing to get to that starter. Once I get to that starting position, I automatically just don't take the starting role.
Okay.
I have to do a position battle with that starter based on my overall and his overall. We'll do a fun calculation to say you need a certain amount of points. So it kind of gives it a new flair that if you go to any team or walk on any team, it's always going to be a new experience. We're not going to say you always need 500 coach trust points to go to the next level, or you always need 1,000. It's completely different for every single position, every single game. And also, as you can see on the right, the more coach trust you get past, once you become a starter, the coach will allow you to unlock more things. So we're going to cut out all pre-play abilities, audibles, hot routes, and you're going to have to earn those by getting the trust from the coach. So the further you go on in the season, you'll get some awesome things. Like here, one of my favorites is the extra plays. So there's a lot of situations in Road to Glory, even though our play calling this year is definitely improved from last year, that the coach just calls a play and you just don't know why. So now you can hit a button to have these extra plays, and it'll show you 3 new plays, and you can do this 10 times in a row since this is the second level of this. And this one is 5, and then once you get to the last one, it's 20 times a game.
All right.
So that's about, that's all the awesome new upgrades to Road to Glory this year.
Okay, excellent. Well, Alex, we appreciate you showing us this extensive look at NCAA
problem.
football, which is out very soon, correct?
Tuesday, in fact.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us,
Thank you for
Alex.
having me, man.
All right, everybody, that was your look at NCAA Football 12. Thanks a lot for watching.
Is your wrist getting tired of that?
Nah, almost.
Almost.
I have it on backwards, though.